This is Gurupu's first film review, and today we are going to be delving into the minds of my critics and discussing films based on dystopian cities. Let's introduce the panel. We have Pablo, Jesse, and Anikith here today, and the first movie we will be viewing is Metropolis. The black and white film Metropolis by Fritz Lang is set somewhere in the future. Joe Fredersen is the brains behind Metropolis, which is a vast high-tech city run by the lower-class population. The larger population of lower-class workers serve as slaves to the city and spend most of their lives working the machines underground. The story focuses on Frida, the son of Joe, who is oblivious to what his father has actually created. One day he meets one of the underground dwellers named Maria, who he instantly finds attraction for. Following her down to the underground city, he learns of the horrors the workers go through, and in his despair he confronts his father, only to learn that he is exploiting these people and reaping the benefits. Maria plays an angelic role to the people, telling them that a mediator will come soon to join the head and the hands together. Frida is in fact this mediator and goes through obstacles and trials to find Maria. The story is filled with many biblical references and has a positive ending. So Pablo, what were your thoughts on Metropolis?
I found it really cool. It was the first silent movie I've actually ever seen. It was surprisingly easy to actually follow the storyline without any talking in it.
Because it was 2 hours, wasn't it, of no talking?
But it was really engaging, the way that their emotions were very theatrical. It just felt way easier to follow.
Yeah. And Jesse, what about set design?
Well, obviously they were limited by the technology of their time, so they had to use handmade models for the Metropolis city. They actually used miniature sets and live actors, and they also used mirrors in the film for what I believe is called the Shofton effect. Or Shofton process, which allows full-scale shots of the film.
Oh, that's cool. So, Anikith, any themes or anything that you picked up on in Metropolis?
Yeah, well, it shows a really mixed society. It shows a lot of upper class and lower class. Obviously, Joe, him being the upper class and his workers being the lower class. They're his workers, but they're practically his slave.
And they showed that through their movement, right?
Exactly. All of his workers soldiers have that one march, how they walk. Like that. And
same clothing.
It portrays them as from one class, all of them, and
they all lived below the city.
Exactly, and they couldn't leave without Joe's permission.
Exactly.
They were just basically there. And how it showed one of them escaping, and one of the workers going to search for him to come back to the underground city where he belongs. Apparently, even though he's a worker, but he's a slave. He's bound to Joe.
It's quite sad, isn't it? I mean, even his own son was quite upset to see what his father had built. Because he thought that he lived. Well, he was the son of this great person that created Metropolis, the city, but really, he was like an overlord, an overseer.
Which is why you could say he, just to show his father, he goes there and works as well himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to show that even though our classes are different, we're still humans, and he goes there, practically lives with them, works with them for a bit.
Until his dad catches him.
Yeah, exactly.
Brings him home. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Stanley Kubrick's 1968 science fiction film is one of the few of the time. 2001, Space Odyssey is a bold classic that touches base on many themes including evolution, space, and possibly extraterrestrial beings. Stanley uses monoliths to present time periods in the movie. First, we are shown the dawn of man and how apes evolved intelligence. The next step in the movie, where our characters find this mysterious monolith, is on the moon, and it sends out frequencies towards Saturn. An AI named Hal shows human-like qualities before turning against the astronauts, helping navigate the space mission. After killing several astronauts, Hal is shut down by Dave Bowman, the last man standing on the spaceship. Months of being alone on the spacecraft, Dave ends up in an entirely new universe after finding the last monolith. The film is hard to understand the first time round, but you develop new ideas with every view. So what was A Space Odyssey like for you?
It felt really ahead of its time. Like, it was really impressive, the special effects and everything. It did another thing. I think it was the first 20 minutes and the last 20 minutes. There was no talking. It kind of went back to what we talked about in Metropolis.
Yeah.
Where it was just expressing through emotions and just
I
visual storytelling.
Yes, Stanley Kubrick, I think, was actually influenced a lot by Fritz Lang in Metropolis, and I think he was probably played a big part for most directors that came after him, obviously.
It's quite engaging, and there isn't talking in
Yeah.
a way, like just visually watching.
Yeah.
And it's just such an iconic and influential film. Obviously, you see, like,
What's that, Interstellar?
it's really similar to the film Interstellar.
Yeah.
I found at the end with the
Yeah,
wormhole and everything, and it was before films like Star Wars and all that, which. Yeah.
Music influenced by Star Wars, right? Do you see? Didn't you say that?
Yeah, well, the music that was involved with 2001 is like very recognizable.
In a lot of other.
In a lot of other films, and you can hear it through like parodies. You see even The Simpsons have done
really?
it. Yeah, you can see like there's one with in the film where evolution is taking place at the beginning of 2001. And the music is super intense, and the monkeys are like going crazy.
Yeah.
Shows that evolution is taking place, and then you see parodies of like The Simpsons, and there's like Homer Simpson like acting like a monkey trying to get something to work, and you get like the same music happening, so you can tell straight away that they're taking a part of 2001 and making it their own. Like it's a parody, and the music is so recognizable, and it just works really well with the film.
I think there was a scene where it showed the spaceship spinning, and they played carnival music because it was rotating like a carnival.
Yeah.
And then as you went into the spaceship, they were actually, they moved around, and it was the same motion as a Ferris wheel, which was real crazy.
For a film with that doesn't feature much music for so long, it's quite like there's not much sound. Yeah, there's periods of no music, and then as soon as it comes in, it's really intense, and those are the intense
Captures
scenes.
you. It draws you back to
Exactly.
the film, unlike films we watch today, which are filled with like action and a lot of repetitive things happening to keep us engaged, because we're a bit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anakith, anything you'd like to add?
So obviously now knowing more about the movie, I realized the monkeys were, in the start of the movie.
Yeah, Dawn of Man.
To show evolution. And,
through Stanley Kubrick's.
Yeah.
I'm guessing his theory of it.
Yeah, but like obviously when I first watched it personally, I was a bit confused on what was going on.
Music,
showing monkeys and then having a sudden transition to humans. It's like, what was the point of showing the monkeys, But obviously now knowing more about the movie, how they start using the bones as
after
weapons
the big black monoliths appeared, and that sort of pushed the monkeys to think differently, because they had a random object thrown in front of them. So I'm guessing they started thinking of why and like, what can I do now? So I think that's what Stanley Kubrick showed. And also because the monolith appeared out of the blue, it could mean other influence. Not, because how else does that stuff appear, I don't think a monkey can build a black stone monolith. And then it appeared repetitively throughout the film.
Yeah, exactly. And how he uses it as a weapon as well, to
with the bone, So he started to develop different ideas.
Yeah.
And that was like a survival technique. So then when the monolith started appearing in space, they were like, oh, okay, there's that thing of, oh, are we being pushed towards something else? And then, like you said with the ending, when he just appears, you know, in space, and then there's a baby.
Like new dimensions.
Compared to Interstellar, it was the same sort of concept. Yeah, it was a pretty intense film. So what did you guys think of Hal, you know, the AI robot?
Quite scary, really, because it also explores this theme, which we're still kind of scared of today, of artificial intelligence becoming, you know, like self-aware, showing emotions and things, and we're kind of scared of it becoming so smart, becoming smarter than us and taking us over or killing us or something. Like it's quite a
addressing concern.
Yeah, it's just real eerie the way they did it, and how he like kind of pleaded for his life.
Yeah.
Even though he's not really alive.
No, he's not. Do you think? You want to elaborate?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was almost like he was pulling parts of his brain out.
Yeah.
When he's disabling Hal, and the way that Hal was kind of going, you know, my mind is going.
It gave you that sense of sadness, even though Hal had killed all those astronauts, you know, and Dave saw his best friend die. So it was kind of like, oh, mixed emotions, even though this thing has no soul, blood, all of those things. It was bloody intense, really.
Yeah, and I mean, the last thing you want to be scared of is your computer, you know? So, like, imagine,
especially in space.
Yeah, like, today, like, so if we're using Facebook and then all of a sudden something just comes out of the screen and starts choking you, I mean, that's the last thing you want, you know? But, yeah, I mean, just showing the fear humans, you know, they started having of this computer.
Our next film we'll be talking about is also called Metropolis, but it's got a funny twist. Metropolis by Toshiyuki Honda shares similar elements to the 1927 film. The story is also set in a futuristic city where humans and robots live together, unfortunately not happily. Majority of the robots are discriminated and forced to work and live underground. The plot follows a young boy and his uncle, who is a private investigator. They have come to Metropolis to search for Dr. Lawton, who is a mad scientist under murder suspicion. The pair eventually stumble across a great affair when Kenichi, the young boy, meets a robotic girl named Tima. Trouble and fear is imminent in this film, and there is never a boring scene.
Metropolis.
Okay, so that same recurring theme is in Metropolis, the anime version. Any thoughts on that, Anakin?
Well, they try portraying similar themes, like higher class and lower class.
Exactly.
But it is obviously shown a bit differently, you know. Instead of workers, they have like in machines, they have like robots.
A lot more robots,
yeah. So like, you know, they
were able to do a lot more because it's an animation.
Yeah, exactly. And you know how obviously the use of technology is better to show a few aspects in this movie. And
I think it had a lot of that Tokyo culture on it because everything was so bright and colourful, even in that underground part, which was real.
Even since, I mean, the movie started off with like colourful effects and stuff, you know, whereas Metropolis obviously black and white.
The music as well was very European, not European, but it was quite circusy and funky. Yeah, so it didn't give you that idea that it was a
serious
Asian anime, you know?
Yeah.
It was something very different. Pablo?
Yeah, well, I guess when we went in, I thought it was just going to be a complete anime remake. The story's similar in a way. You've got that female cyborg type figure.
Tima,
Yeah, who is kind of lovely, everyone.
And she even has that glowing appearance that, you know, obviously couldn't be shown in the black and white film. Or through, you know, the use of the angelic.
Yeah, I just noticed a similarity with Maria, how she was kind of objectified when she danced and all that, but when she started to display power and kind of go bad, she was feared. You could look
Yeah.
into things in society, how women are like, you know, treated
Thank you.
differently in some cases. But
And when Tima was born, obviously there was the son, or the adopted son, who was really upset about it, and he wanted to kill her
yeah,
because he knew of her power, but she didn't. But then with the two Marias, the cyborg one and the normal one had a really good heart, and one was created for evil. So you know there was a different display of. I'm guessing what they tried to portray in the two women.
yeah.
Yeah, but both for the same sort of reason. Both captured a heart. What was the guy's name? Kenichi. Yeah, it was a really lovely film. Love the colour.
To kind of in a way that was becoming self-aware.
Yeah.
Part because she did go bad and just had an agenda just
No,
to
yes,
kill
that's right. I forgot
and
about that.
like start
Yeah.
like nuclear
Well,
warfare.
and she sacrificed herself, right? Because she was.
Because she realised that she had a mind or something.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Four-Eyed Monsters is a new media film that shares the story of two shy individuals. Aaron is an awkward independent filmmaker who has trouble talking and meeting women. He creates an online dating account but doesn't get much response except for one girl, Susan, who is an artist and responds to Aaron's message. She wants to try dating differently. They soon meet up and find a new way to communicate through pen and paper. The movie follows the relationship built between the two and eventually shows the making of the film.
Well, I really liked it. I thought it was such a good film. Especially for like a new media thing. It was, you know, the first film that they put on YouTube, and I thought it was really well done. I really liked the ending with the how they showed how they set the whole scenes up.
Yeah.
Like, all the scenes up. I thought that was really cool. And it showed you like how they transformed the bedroom and all that stuff. And moved everything around to, you know, for one shot to be like the bedroom, and then the other shot to be like the other person's bedroom, and it was really good.
Yeah.
What did you think, Rob?
Yeah, no, it was actually pretty interesting. You know, it was the first featured length movie on YouTube. It showed that they didn't have much budget to work around in the movie. You know, obviously the camera work wasn't that great, and just transitions in some scenes weren't that great. But otherwise, obviously the message and themes they were trying to portray was quite out there. You know, obviously the main character, Aaron, he's struggling. He's a struggling artist, pretty much. You know. Exactly the same thing as Susan. She's a struggling artist too, you know, drawing whatever she could do. Remember that scene where she's drawing her feet?
Yeah.
And it's just I mean, obviously theme of loneliness. They're both lonely at one point, you know, and then they meet each other and kind of just get excited and start. You know, I really liked how they didn't talk to each other at first because they didn't want the little bullshit to come into their relationship. You know, they just straight away got to the point by writing letters to each other.
Yeah.
And but obviously it was a problem later on in their relationship when they obviously had to deal with problems in the relationship, but they wouldn't talk to each other. So it was a bit childish, but interestingly weird movie. But
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't mind watching it. It was actually pretty good.
It was a strange concept, like how they didn't talk to each other. Like it's quite funny and crazy. Nowadays, with there's like dating apps and stuff like Tinder and stuff, you never would have like imagined something like that back in 2005 or whatever it was made. So that was quite interesting.
Quite interesting, yeah. You know, some people could say Aaron was a creep.
Crazy.
I mean, nowadays, if you email someone and say, "Hey, send me your photos," blah blah, and take a look at your photos, obviously it's gonna creep out. But yeah, it was kind of realistic. It wasn't realistic at the same time as well, but yeah, kind of made sense in the end. But yeah, pretty good movie.
Thanks for listening to our reviews today. I hope you guys learned a little bit about the movies that we spoke about. Yeah. Bye.
See ya.
See ya.